Hi, it's time for some more Uber Grace. It's going to be a little bit uberlicious today. Hopefully this might set one or two of you free from one or two things. And that's the whole idea of obeying commands. What? Isn't that part of it? Kind of. But I think since the Roman government took over the church and the church became this big austere thing that was very controlling, the idea of obeying commands has taken on a much darker, more manipulative, domineering kind of meaning to actually what it's about. Okay, so let me just explore this. The word command in the original language, so what they were talking about when they wrote these things and when Jesus spoke these things, one of them, the word command, is actually entole. I'll get it right in a minute. Okay, and that comes from two words. The word en, which just means in, and telos, which means to set out for a definite point. That's the word command. So what we say is command actually has a much broader, even deeper, better meaning. There's actually an end point. So when Jesus gives a command, it's not you must do this because I'm God and you must say it. It's actually he's bringing us somewhere and we can follow that. We can go along with that to get to the end point. Okay? That's really what it's about. That is kind of what a command is. If a soldier is commanding you to the front line to do this, that and the other, you better do it because you might get shot. You might get all sorts of bad things might happen to you. So the word command is okay. I just think sometimes the way it's been taught, and I've heard it taught myself, has been very much a very austere head teacher, kind of old-fashioned headmaster type, you know, sergeant major. Anyway, there's a great scripture, John 14:15. It's one of the first ones I learned as a teenager, and it says, "Those who love me obey my commands." And that was taken for years, and probably is by many people, to prove your love for God. You've got to really be obedient to all his commands, which basically means living a life of living under all sorts of religious law, which is basically doing away with the crucifixion and doing away with Jesus. Okay, so that's pointless, but that's how a lot of Christians today take that. For years I've seen it as a promise that if you love me, you'll just be obeying. It will just be flowing through you because of your love for him. But it's actually wider and deeper than that still. Because even the word obey here is very much a case of getting your dog to obey your commands, isn't it? And it's not really about that. It's actually the word obey, and I haven't got the Greek word here, I won't bore you with that. But it's actually to watch over, or to attend to, or to keep. So in a way, when the shepherds were keeping their flocks at night, you could say they were obeying their flocks. What? No, they weren't. Do you know your language changes over time? So actually, when you're keeping his commands or tending to his aims and objectives, that is how you love God. That is a part of loving God, is actually tending to the things he says to bring you to a place that he's aiming to get you. And we know that that is the fullness of the stature of the measure of Christ. We know that that is full healing, full liberty, full wholeness. These are the things that Christ is bringing to you. So it's not a case of, if you love me, you will obey my commandments. Or the other one in 1 John 2:3, by this we know that we love him. No, sorry. By this we know that we know him, if we obey his commands. You can tell when someone knows God because they're actually working together with him to go towards his end aim of full freedom, full liberty. That's the same as freedom, isn't it? Full healing, full wholeness, the whole shalom deal, the whole sozo deal that we talk about. Okay, that's actually what it's all about. So yes, some people will use it to twist and turn and get you to obey them more than God, but actually there's a freedom here. If you love God, if you know God, you will be already working with him towards his end goals. You will be obeying his commandments. That's awesome news, isn't it? Anyway, hope I cleared up that question you've never asked. Please share, thumbs up, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.